ले लिया बट ठीक है, विल ट्राई टू यूटिलाइज आवर टाइम हेयर। अभी हम जितने भी हैं यहाँ पे, वी स्पोक अबाउट फिजिकल हेल्थ मोस्टली टिल नाउ, एंड दिस सेशन वी गोना टॉक अबाउट मेंटल हेल्थ, राइट? सो सबसे पहले हम चेक करते हैं कि हम लोग मेंटली कितना प्रेजेंट है यहाँ पे, राइट? जितने भी ऑडियंस है इस समय, सो लेट्स जस्ट चेक दैट हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस आर प्रेजेंट हेयर इन दिस मोमेंट। सो वेन एवर आई एम गोइंग टू से हेलो, आपको कहना है हाय, और जब मैं बोलूँगा हाय, आपको कहना है हेलो, ठीक है? बट आवाज अच्छी है, मास्क हटा सकते थोड़ी देर के लिए आप। सो हियर वी गो, हाय, हेलो, ओके गुड। बट थोड़ा सा जोश कम है, एक बार और ट्राई करते हैं, ठीक है? हेलो, हाय, ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट। सो नाउ वी कैन स्टार्ट द सेशन। वी हैव स्पोकन अबाउट फिजिकल हेल्थ टिल नाउ, और अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं मेंटल वेलबींग की, मेंटल हेल्थ की। एंड इन लास्ट 2 years we have seen unprecedented times, and it was really tough for all of us to face everything, be it personally, be it professionally, be it our corporate places, or maybe at our house, or be it, we have seen a lot of losses also around, be it our neighborhood, families, and everywhere. बहुत ही कठिन समय था ये वाला, लेकिन हाँ, ये चीज़ ज़रूर है कि सबने बहुत कुछ सीखा। हम लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, हम लोग शुक्रगुजार हैं कि हम लोग एक दूसरे को देख पा रहे हैं, बात कर पा रहे हैं, हम लोग एक दूसरे के साथ हैं, एंड वी आर टुगेदर इन दिस मोमेंट। एंड येस, वी आर ऑल्सो अवेयर दैट मेंटली कितना चैलेंजिंग रहे लास्ट 2 years। सो मेरे साथ हैं मिस्टर नेत्रपाल सिंह जी, CEO ऑफ आदित्य बिरला, एंड वी हैव अजय दाता सर फ्रॉम राजस्थान, जिन्होंने पायनियर रहे हैं इंडस्ट्री में राजस्थान में फॉर इन टर्म्स ऑफ लॉन्चिंग द फर्स्ट इंटरनेट कंपनी। सो लेट मी मूव टुवर्ड्स देम एंड लेट मी अंडरस्टैंड कि उनकी तरफ से कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस के अंदर हाउ वाज दोज 2 years, was it challenging, was it easy, and let's just understand from them. So Ajay sir, to start from you.
Yes.
तो अगर हम बात करते हैं लास्ट 2 years की, 2020, 21, वेरी डिफिकल्ट, बहुत ही अजीब से निकले, बहुत ही कठिन निकले। आप कॉर्पोरेट में एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी चलाते हैं, बहुत ग्रो किया है आपकी कंपनी ने, एंड राजस्थान तो इनफैक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात करें, IT की बात करें, तो बहुत कुछ मिला है राजस्थान को। सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट चैलेंजेस आउट हेयर, आपकी तरफ से आपका क्या पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस रहा अबाउट दिस? मेंटली क्या स्ट्रेस रहा, प्रोफेशनली आपने कैसे मैनेज किया? थोड़ा सा बताइए आपके अनुभव लास्ट 2 years के।
देखिए, वी आर इनटू टू काइंड ऑफ बिजनेसेस प्राइमरीली, एडिबल ऑयल एंड टेक्नोलॉजी। तेल बनाते हैं, मस्टर्ड, रिफाइंड, वेजिटेबल, एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में टेक्नोलॉजी सर्विसेज देते हैं। टोटल अराउंड 4,000-5,000 पीपल वी एम्प्लॉय डायरेक्टली। Obviously, challenging time was there for people who could not operate at that time. So for us specifically, to operate businesses in a difficult time has a different kind of challenges rather than those companies who could not operate, like travel, hotel, real estate. They could not operate the industry. We were, fortunately, both the services were an essential services. You had to manufacture edible oil, नहीं तो घर पे लोगों के तेल कैसे पहुंचेगा? So this industry was open, and technology and IT was open because we were serving the government, we were serving the society, we were serving internet, we were serving email. So we were in essential. The challenges were in many folds. One, people were not allowed to come on the road. So how do you bring them on the office? How do you send your computers and access to the softwares and services to their home? और हर एम्प्लॉई के पास घर नहीं, घर में एक डेडिकेटेड कमरा हो 8 घंटे के लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है। उसके पास एक इंडिपेंडेंट रूम हो, उसके ऊपर वहाँ आवाज़ नहीं हो, वहाँ पर उसको फुल इंटरनेट मिल जाए, घर पे ऐसा कंप्यूटर हो। दिस वाज आल्सो ए चैलेंज। So we had a different kind of challenges from that perspective. Edible oil में लेबर जो बस से आती थी, जो ट्रेन से आती थी, अब वो चल ही नहीं रही हैं, तो वो आएंगी कैसे? So we faced different kind of challenges. But the good part is we overcome them. It took almost 30 to 45 days. We overcome almost every challenge, and we did fantastically well during the last 1.5 years. Obviously, the challenge related to the mental is very different. We never anticipated these kind of challenges. People come office, so they have the friendship, they have the fellowship, they have the team building exercises, they take coffee, tea with the colleagues. There's a different atmosphere altogether. When they do not come and they are supposed to sit in front of a computer 8-10 hours a day at their home, locked in a room, and meeting with the same people of their family members, not going out, brings a different kind of atmosphere at home and different kind of stigma of going out of home. So we saw people getting more easily irritated, living, not getting ready, not taking bath, just wearing the jacket and coming online, not starting the computer. We slowly saw the degradation. So we had to really intervene into this. We realized that we have to work. So now we started working on certain ideas that how do we build so we invited a magician to bring an entire company together, play online games, you play Ludo, you play Tambola with the entire company of 2,000 people are playing online. We played these kind of games so that there is a little bit of entertainment in their life. There is a fellowship together, they can communicate. We have our own video meetings now. So now people could have their own video meetings. So we built our video platform where people can have the continuous 8 hours, be available if they want to be with their team and engage, not just for the work, but also for the team building exercises, invite speakers, do sessions. So there is a lot of other things which were not happening during the normal time, started happening now. And that was the most critical part. I think mental wellness is extremely critical, extremely important, because if somebody is not balanced and not fit mentally, then you cannot expect anything from him.
Okay, thank you sir for sharing the experiences. काफ़ी सारे आपने examples लिए कि आपने magician, तंबोला और काफ़ी activities, काफ़ी कुछ कराया and काफ़ी best practices आपने implement करी. तो I'm sure I'll come back to you. I have some questions on it, but yeah, later to if I go to Mr. Netrapal sir and understand his challenges and what all things happened at his level. Over to you.
Thank you so much. So, no, I think last 2 years have been really very challenging, I think, for all of us. These are completely unprecedented times. कभी हम लोगों ने ऐसा समय पहले देखा नहीं था. So किसी को भी पता नहीं था किस तरह से ऐसे समय के साथ में handle करना है. But I think the best way is take things as they come, and I think that's where your leadership matters. So yes, बहुत सारे challenges आए थे. Being in the financial sector, customers को बहुत सारे challenges थे, employees को बहुत सारे challenges थे, and as he mentioned, we were also fortunately part of essential services, so हमें भी हमारे shop floors on रखने थे. And yes, how do you get employees to workspace? How do you ensure that their safety is taken care of? How do you ensure that there are proper protocols which are taken care of? तो ये बहुत सारे challenges थे, but इसका सबसे अच्छा तरीका यही था, I think, as an organization, as an employer, you have to be sensitive to the needs of people, you have to be sensitive to the environment, you have to be sensitive to the emerging trends, and come up with solutions which can be befitting to those situations and accordingly address. I think so. And good thing is इस पूरे समय में अगर आप देखेंगे, I think government of India also stepped in at the right time, and the way the kind of interventions that they brought about in terms of assisting the customers by extending moratorium and multiple other things which were extended by the government of India, I think helped the customers. And of course, yes, I think we as an employer, we had to take care of some of these critical things. But yes, challenging times, but at the same time, I think yes, today if I look back, I think very satisfied in terms of way we as a entity collectively along with the family members, I think the way we were able to take care of the situation and the way we were able to steer our ship through the tough times. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So ladies and gentlemen, वो कहते हैं ना, when the going gets tough, the tougher gets going, right? Hello? Hello? भूल गया लगता है सबके सब. So when I say hi, you need to say hello. Hi? Hello? Okay, thank you. So you guys are here with us. Thanks. So this is like mental state of ours, right? कि हम लोग कभी ना कभी मोबाइल में घुस जाते हैं या फिर हम कहीं और चले जाते हैं. Present moment को हम मिस कर जाते हैं. And I think that's the beauty which COVID has taught us. You know, stay together and stay with yourself, and obviously मिलजुल के रहो साथ में, so that you can continue doing good things. So all right, moving ahead, like you said, best practices, sir. Over to you, अजय जी. काफ़ी नई चीज़ें करी जो पहले नहीं करते थे. आपने बहुत ऑनेस्टली उसको एक्सेप्ट किया. आगे की क्या रणनीति रहेगी? मतलब हाउ डू यू सी नाउ? आई मीन लाइक वी आर मूविंग अहेड. बूस्टर डोज की बात होगी नेक्स्ट ईयर में, हम लोग काफ़ी हद तक सेफ हो जाएंगे. ऑल्दो ओमिक्रॉन इज ऑलरेडी देयर, थर्ड वेव की बात हो रही है, बट आई नो वील ओवरकम दैट एज वेल and we'll move ahead. But as a corporate house, as a employment generator out here, how do you see ahead कि कौन सी ऐसी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को आप आगे कंटिन्यू करना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, तीन चीज़ें जो मुझे लगता है हमारे सिस्टम में परमानेंटली आ गई हैं. वन इज वर्चुअलाइजेशन इन लाइफ. आई कैन सी दिस वर्चुअल स्पीकर्स आर ज्वाइनिंग इन. ऐसा नहीं है टेक्नोलॉजी पहले नहीं थी, और ऐसा नहीं है ये इवेंट आप पहली बार कर रहे हो. मिश्रा ब्रदर्स जो हैं हर साल 5-7 इवेंट्स बड़े बड़े स्केल पे करते हैं. वर्चुअलाइजेशन अब आ गया. क्यों आ गया वर्चुअलाइजेशन? दिस हैज़ बिकम नाउ ए नॉर्म टू डू द हाइब्रिड इवेंट्स, हाइब्रिड मीटिंग्स, हाइब्रिड डिस्कशंस. सो नाउ इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू नीड टू बी फिजिकली देयर. जितने लोग यहाँ हैं इससे 10 गुना लोग अभी बाहर देख रहे होंगे इसको और देखते रहेंगे. सो हाइब्रिड in a system has come. You need not to meet physically to meet a customer, to do the KYC, to do the discussion, to take the interview. Everything is now in a hybrid format. Physically भी करना चाहे तो करिए, लेकिन आप hybrid भी कर सकते हैं. शादियाँ भी hybrid हो रही हैं. We must have read in the newspapers, those who could not come during the flights were banned and they could not shift the dates. They got married on the virtual format. Now this may not remain a norm. Obviously we know that. The parties which were of 2,000 people, 5,000 people have now slowly gone down. When I talk to my friends in catering business and hotel business, they see now that the parties which used to be of the same family of 1,000, 2,000 people, now they're restricted to 400, 500 people. I think this change is also coming in. People are not trying to bring in more and more people. Obviously, safety is a very important aspect in it. Second aspect is those people, and I am seeing this trend, those people who used to get job outside their home away, now they are trying to shift back towards their home, nearer to their home, because they do not know the time in future. And we also do not know how this Omicron will take shape. Today it is not dangerous. Almost everybody is without the mask, which this situation was not there 3 months before, except one masked man here sitting. And he is promoting the mask army continuously in the city. So the key is that we have to see that this is another thing which I think will not change, to keep the guard on against the virus. I think this is very important. In our corporation, in our company, we have not let the guard down. Everybody is supposed to keep the mask on. Everybody is supposed to get the temperature check. And if he is not well, he is not supposed to come office. He is supposed to work from home. These things will change. And in technology sector, work from home will become permanent structure in the organization. I don't think any IT company will have 100% people coming office, because it is neither commercially viable, because now we have learned this technique that we could keep less infrastructure and still run the company in a most effective way. So now the companies are inviting in rotation those who are having 100 people office now have 70 people office. It does not mean 30 people are never coming. 30 people are by rotation coming. So 3 days, these 30 will come, 3 days, these 30 will come, like that. And these are, people are getting everybody in the office. So now you imagine 30% real estate resources are no more required. 30% less computers are required, 30% less power is required. So this, now the cost effectiveness is bringing into this. I think these are the permanent changes because of COVID. And if I may say, one very big benefit this country has got because of COVID, I don't know if we realize it or not, the digital adoption in everybody's hand. I famously say A, B, C, D, आया भाई चौकीदार ड्राइवर तक, अब डिजिटल अडॉप्शन आ गया है. जो 10 साल में आता वो आ गया है. डिजिटल पेमेंट बढ़ गए हैं, अनलिमिटेड 400 करोड़ ट्रांजैक्शंस हमने किए हैं पिछले महीने. Can you believe that 400 crore transactions last month we have done in the country? So everybody is moving towards digital adoption in the country, in everybody's life has definitely entered, which was supposed to probably happen in next 10 years, has happened in 1 year. That's the positive, probably the positive side of the COVID in everybody's life.
Okay, thank you. I mean, that's an important point which you have shared. Over to you, Netrapal sir. trying to understand the mental well-being state of an employee at that moment. I mean, like you're also an employee, but obviously you're managing a lot of resource under you, a lot of workforce under you across the nation and in fact globally out there. How do you see the challenges in the employees have faced up or they have seen different phases in their life and what your organization did so that they can manage their stress level well, their mental well-being well?
Very good question, in fact. Again, as I said, these were unprecedented times. Both the waves of COVID, I think the wave one and the wave two, I think both had raised different kind of challenges for employees, and especially wave two, if I were to talk about, I think there were enough and more infection rates that we had seen, and there were enough and more cases where we knew that yes. I mean, there was this saying that we always used to quote that wave one we had figures, wave two we had known names. I mean, there were people around us. We knew that yes, these people have got impacted, and there was a lot of anxiety in minds of your team members. I think what had to be done was we had to ensure that there is enough and more safety protocol which is taken care of. आपको ध्यान रखना था employees को क्या क्या चीज़ें चाहिए. Like one of the initiatives जो हमने किया था at the peak of wave 2, I think we were one of the first corporates which ensured that we could provide vaccines to our employees, and I mean that was one of the most important things which had to be done at
Deserves
that
a
point.
round of applause by everyone, please.
And we ensured that gave a lot of confidence to the employees that yes, something is being done. But not only that, I think over and above that, what we were also doing is there were regular video connects that we were doing not only with employees but with the family members of the employee to understand what is the status of their family, and to kind of counsel them to come out of that state wherein there was a lot of anxiety in their mind. I think ये चीज़ें करने से थोड़ा सा employee connect आया था, and जो आपने भी पूछा था what has changed in the life, I think one thing that has changed, of course, digital adoption, yes, what he mentioned, I think जो last 10 years में नहीं हुआ था वो 10 महीने के अंदर इस country के अंदर हुआ है, इतना fast track हुआ digital adoption. But I think other than that, what has also come out very strongly is, I think the employees in this country have clearly understood which are those employers where the employees were valued in true sense, and which were those employers where there was a lot of talk, but when the time came for delivery, the delivery was completely missing. I think these were some very important things, and very happy to say that yes, we as a group, I think we took good care of our employees, because at the end of the day, whatever we are because of our employees, I think, and it's their collective effort and collective output which makes us whatever we are. And very happy to say that yes, I think the current status of our employees is of the right shape, and I think yes, collectively we were able to steer through this challenge.
Okay. That's really interesting to know. So we have a very mixed crowd here. We have students, we have corporate people, we have entrepreneurs, we have business people and working women as well out here. So let me put you at a tight spot right now. No, don't mind. You two come from a very large corporate houses, right? And we have seen COVID, and we are talking about a lot of best practices till now, which we have done for the employees. Let's go back to the era of pre-COVID. What about these practices? Were these there when we talk about work from home model? When we talk about free dressing, I mean, like whatever kind of dress you want to wear, you can wear. Discipline in terms of coming to office or not coming to office. The kind of culture it was it little non-flexible to the employee? And now, is it that we have moved towards being little flexible or a little bit more employee-friendly? I mean, like, I'm specifically talking about Indian houses, Indian corporate houses. We have been little slow. I mean, like, as sir has already said, we were not doing, but now we have started. That was a little honest. But yeah, I mean, last 15, 20 years, 30 years before COVID, I mean, like, all these policies, all these things, I think it was only available into BPO sector, to be honest, when Genpact or Convergys came down to Gurgaon or other sectors. But I think, what is your honest take on this? I mean, like, starting from you, Netrapal, boss, that in terms of pre-COVID era, I mean, all these practices were not there. So what will be your take on that?
No, completely agree with this point of yours. And again, I think I am of a firm belief that every challenge gives you an opportunity. I think, and COVID gave us an opportunity of realizing that yes, there is this big way of work from home model. I think, at least in our sector, I think there weren't too many examples where we saw that yes, work from home भी एक possibility थी. COVID ने ये सिखाया है, and I completely agree and appreciate this fact that yes, 30-40% of our population can definitely work from home. I think models have evolved, the technology has also evolved, and as he mentioned, it's not that the technology was not there, but I think the adoption level of technology and that confidence of people have come in that yes, there is this way of working as well. And I think the way I look at it, आगे चल के यहाँ से आगे, I think it will be a hybrid model which would be a new norm, wherein people would come occasionally to office and at the same time would also work from home. And in fact, the way I look at it, last 3-4 months I am seeing, I think the productivity levels of people have gone up, especially in bigger cities, cities like Bombay and all, where people used to travel 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day. वो 5 घंटे में कोई काम नहीं हो पाता था जब ट्रैवल करते थे. Today when people are working from home, their productivity levels have gone up drastically. So I think these are some of the things that I think all of us have realized. Maybe some time back we were not inclined towards that. I think the first reaction was, oh, if the employee is not coming, वो शायद काम करेगा नहीं करेगा. I think those things have changed, and I think with time we have to all evolve.
Right. I mean, like, absolutely. I mean, we are also talking about the model of working in the corporate houses. We are also talking about that mindset, you know, wherein we feel like, okay, control. You know, मुझे मेरे आंखों के सामने मेरा बंदा काम करते हुए दिखना चाहिए. From कि हाँ, I'm okay to him or her to work from virtual place, from her workplace, and then I'm also okay with that productivity. Sir, over to you in terms of productivity and your thoughts on this.
No, so at least in our organization, or maybe I think in his organization also, we don't call people to office because we want to see him working in front of us. It is not the objective. Objective is about the teamwork. Objective is about the culture which is in the organization and the way the organizations are supposed to run. So let us say, for example, let me give you an example. Attendance mark करनी है आपको, salary देनी है हर महीने. Attendance mark वो कैसे करेगा? अगर वो घर पर है तो, अगर वो बाहर है तो कैसे करेगा? ये तकलीफ लेने की दरकार कहाँ है? वो ऑफिस में आ रहा है, रजिस्टर में साइन करता है, या बायोमेट्रिक लगाता है, या रेटिना स्कैन है, whatever the way is, and it's all happening automatically, right? And it's happening for everybody. Now you have a work from home culture, which means a person in Bharatpur, a person in Pune, a person in Bangalore. I have employees in every part of the country. Now, how do they mark attendance? How does a team leader know today he has joined the office or not? So you need to change this practice, right? So we brought in another model which we built, because we're a tech company, for us it's very easy. So we built the app-based attendance. Biometric, employees don't want to do anymore. And you will not want, because everybody is supposed to touch the thumb. So this biometric will go away from the offices. Now retina machine is also not good because you are reaching nearer to that machine. Now what you require is a technology to do that. So our all 1,500 people mark their attendance every way through app. But the purpose of calling in office was not about that I have to see him. I have not met people for months, even if they are coming to office. That's not a requirement. Idea is to build a culture, team management. And when I hear people, why they want to come office? So we talk to employees that would they prefer to work from home or they would like to come office. Almost everybody wants to come office, not necessarily for 6 days, but few days for sure. Why? It is not about just that they want to get out of their home and come office. It is about learning from peers, overhearing what's happening. You learn from overhearing from your seniors. You see what's happening in the culture. You want to have a tea with your friends, meet with them, go out, have some walk, have some tea together, have some cigarettes together, dance together. This all activity happens in the organization. This otherwise goes out of a window. So what they expect, that it allow us at least 2 to 3 days in a week. Allow us 2 days, flexibility. So for us now, this has become a norm. So it's all flexible. So team leads decide that which will come on which day and turn, so that the productivity are also not lost. What is that productivity has increased, and why it has increased? Travel is one example, of course. Another example is, सुबह वो घर पर ही है, सबको पता है जब लॉकडाउन है तो जाएगा कहाँ? घर पे ही है. So कोई बहाना तो है नहीं कहीं जाने का. So वो सुबह 8 बजे से रात को 10 बजे तक अवेलेबल है, उसको भी कहीं नहीं जाना है. So in a lockdown, I have seen that the productivity has gone up multiple times, because everybody was available and he had nothing to do. Rather, he was more happier to do more. So we grew 100% last year. So this is a very, very unique example of when people have no other activity or lost focus nahi hai, so they deliver more, they work more, they want to be busy in their own work and obviously at their own comfort. शुरू में तो सबको बड़ा मजा आ रहा था घर पर रहने में, घर पे हैं, वाइफ के साथ है, सब कह रहे थे हमने तो इतना टाइम वाइफ के साथ स्पेंड ही नहीं किया, बच्चों के साथ स्पेंड ही नहीं किया, माँ बाप के साथ स्पेंड ही नहीं किया. लेकिन 4-6 महीने के बाद they have wanted to get out because they were missing something which they have been doing last 10 years with their meeting with their friends and everybody else. So I think the key which I have understood now in 2 years is to strike a balance here. Strike a huge balance out of this. That people come office, people work from home, mental strength की बात कर रहे हैं. डॉक्टर्स भी हमारे से पहले ये बात कर रहे थे कि बैलेंस जो है वो हर चीज़ में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो अगर बैलेंस स्ट्राइक करते हैं तो आई थिंक द आंसर कम्स आउट of the better productivity, much more better. And let me end with little bit of my way of thinking in our tech industry. Tech industry में जो generation अब आ रही है नई, they believe in absolute quality of living. In the generation 10 years before, they were happy with the standard of living. And 10 years, 20 years before, they were looking for the basic needs like roti, kapda, makan. If you go back to your grandfather, and then father, and us, and now the next generation. So this generation today is no more looking for the standard and the basic needs. They are taken care already. Now they are looking for a very high quality of living. In a high quality, mental illness, mental wellness is one of them, timing is one of them, flexibility is one of them, non-policing is one of them, atmosphere is one of them, culture is one of them. So this all combined together, they believe in a quality.
सर आपने बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स ले लिए मेरे भी तो बट अगेन आई एम सो हैप्पी एंड ग्लैड टू हियर फ्रॉम यू एंड रियली ऑनर टू अंडरस्टैंड योर पर्सपेक्टिव टुवर्ड्स एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड the way you think towards your organization, and that I'm sure must be implemented across. Coming to you, I mean, like you talking about global level, I mean, like at the India level out here, any specific thing you would feel like, okay, Nipun, these are the few things which my organization would like to carry forward ahead, you know, as a best practices for well-being of my employee, and then, you know, these are good things which will definitely carry forward ahead.
No, again, I think I'll extend my views. In fact, whatever was just spoken. So if you see, I think two things that needs to be looked into. One is while employees can work from home, I think what is important is what's the kind of output which is coming in. And I think अगर आप employee को आप दे देते हैं उसके बाद में the way he or she does it, I think it is immaterial. Whether one is coming to office and doing that activity or या वो घर पे अगर कर रहे हैं, I think it is immaterial, and you need to give that flexibility to employees. And that's one learning that we have had ये पिछले 2 साल का जो period था इसमें ये एक learning आया, and I think we are promoting that complete flexibility to employees the way he or she wants to work, but at the end of the day it is the output which is required, and I think every individual carries a KRA and it is that which has to be delivered. कहाँ से होता है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I think that's one learning and we would want to extend that. And again, as he said, I think that balance has to be maintained. So I think yes, people want to work from home also and occasionally would want to come to office, so that that connect with the team and that connect with the colleagues is important. So you kind of have a balance of two. Now I think at the end of the day, as an employer, I think what you have to look at is if the desired goals are getting met, I think it doesn't matter whether the employee is working from home or the employee is coming to the office. Right.
No, that's absolutely right. I'm sure challenges दोनों जगह रहे हैं, corporate side में भी towards the employer and towards the employee as well. But I think collaboratively, I think काफ़ी हद तक काफ़ी solutions निकले 2 सालों में. Progressive रहा है culture. Productivity I think properly manage हुई है. और starting में नहीं थी जैसा सर ने कहा, but it took 40-45 days, which is evident for everyone. I mean, like it was new for everyone, and we were in it together.
और कुछ चीज़ें वर्क फ्रॉम होम नहीं जा सकती. अगर तेल बनाना है तो ऑफिस में जाना ही पड़ेगा. आईपीएल अगर खेलना है तो रूम में बैठ के तो नहीं खेल सकते ना. क्रिकेट मैच में जाकर के ही बैट करनी पड़ेगी, बॉलिंग करनी पड़ेगी. दैट कांट बी शिफ्टेड टू वर्क फ्रॉम होम.
एब्सोल्युटली.
सर्जरी करनी है तो डॉक्टर को जाना ही पड़ेगा अस्पताल में, वो घर बैठ के नहीं कर सकता है. टेलीमेडिसिन जरूर हो सकता है, कंसल्टेशन हो सकता है. तो कुछ चीजें डेफिनेटली शिफ्ट हो सकती है, और वो हो गई हैं और हो जाएंगी, और नहीं हुई हैं तो वो दे विल डेफिनेटली चेंज. बट वी हैव टू बी आल्सो वेरी रेडी दैट हाउ डू वी डू व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड. फिजिकल अटेंशन, फिजिकल प्रेजेंस फॉर श्योर, and that requires a physical movement. With this presence of a virus and the scare of getting ill, how do we function? I think this is also a big change which will take place, which is a huge thing to happen in the world.
True. And I think with this awareness has also increased a lot and people are now focusing more on their health. You know, talk about yoga or physical health, like we had an earlier session about diabetes and everything. I think it is, again, we are going back to our roots. I'm like, the young generation is also quite interested to know the facts of these things. I'm like, what do you think about it? We'll just move towards our end, but yeah, this could be our last,
No, I
final
think that's
topic.
a very important point that you have mentioned, and happy to share that within our group we came up with this initiative of wellness, and I think so. We have an app where we have this wellness app for all our employees, and there are smaller groups that we have formed and larger groups also, and there are activities which are promoted. तो रोज का रोज कुछ ना कुछ करना होता है. कितना आपने walk किया, कितना आपने run किया, कितना आपने strength training किया. All physical activities that one can do. So वो करते हैं, and there are then scoreboards which are published. बस ये लोग. So I think that has really helped because people look forward to it. People want to ensure that उनका नाम उस scoreboard के ऊपर आ रहा है. So that is really helping, and it is helping us connect better with the employees. ये एक initiative लिया था, and it is.
Yeah, that's right. Even I am one of them who is looking to go back to office soon. But हाँ, parallelly ये है कि ज़रूर ये जो ऐप आप बता रहे हैं, जैसे हमारे ऑफिस में चलते रहते हैं challenges, so I regularly take participate in that. And that's really good for an individual to, you know, brainstorm around those quizzes and also be physically more active. Great. So that was a bit of thing from our side. We would like to open the floor for our audience for any more questions around mental well-being.
हेलो 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 सर नमस्कार, आपको भी नमस्कार। आपने जो बातें की हैं वो सारी दुनिया के आगे हैं कि हम किस तरीके से एडजस्ट कर रहे हैं, मेंटेन कर रहे हैं। आपको अपने बारे में बताऊं, मेरा नाम है आरजे मोहित। मैं पिछले एक हफ्ते से लोगों में ये अवेयरनेस डालने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं कि हमें मास्क लगाना है, और इसके लिए हमने एक पुलिस भी इजाद की है जिसका नाम है मास्क पुलिस। तो कोशिश है, मैं जब अजय सर से मिला तो उन्होंने मेरे को बोला था कि अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है, हमने उनके कॉर्पोरेट में भी इसको अप्लाई किया है। पर जब मैं किसी कॉर्पोरेट में जाता हूँ तो ये चीज़ सोचता हूँ कि जब सारी चीज़ें ऑनलाइन हो गई हैं, एम्प्लॉयज़ ऑनलाइन हो गए हैं, तो क्या ये कॉर्पोरेट्स के लिए चैलेंज है कि वो अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को रिटेन कैसे करें? क्योंकि उनके पास तो ऑफर्स कहीं के भी हैं, वो पुणे भी काम कर सकते हैं, वो मुंबई भी काम कर सकते हैं एक घर में बैठकर। तो ये चैलेंज फेस कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
रुलाओगे क्या? So actually, this is a transformative evolution of the world. So let me give you this answer in 30 more seconds. Let us say in US, there is a small IT company with 10 employees. They never explored work from home before 2020. 2020 forced them to send employees back. If you send the employees back, how do you deliver your services to the customers? So work from home will take place. The moment work from home take place, a new taste the owner immediately saw. That it is possible that teams can work and deliver without coming to office. This is one new experience every smaller or big company was experiencing. So what happened to that? What happened is, now it is no more a geographical boundary. I don't need an office, so let me cut the cost of a real estate first. Let me cut the power cost. बिजली का बिल भी नहीं देना है, कॉफ़ी भी नहीं पिलानी है, पानी भी नहीं पिलाना है, पार्किंग भी नहीं देनी है. So मेरा एक कॉस्ट भी कम हो रहा है, and my employees are more happier, seemingly more happier to work from home. What happened? Now if I'm a US and I'm having dollar payment, then why I need to hire a person from US itself? Why not from Ukraine? Why not from Philippines? Why not from India? And pay them 1/10 of the salary? $1,000 की जगह, जिसको $1,000, $2,000 देने हैं मुझे, उसकी जगह मेरा $100, $1,500 में काम हो जाएगा. $1,000 की जगह मेरा $500 में काम हो जाएगा. And this changed the whole cycle of recruitment. That's the reason, if you are a little bit following the news, you will see the great resignation.
Right.
Because the millions of people are not actually leaving the job, are actually living to their comfort and getting hired where they never explored. So let me tell you my example now. That's the reason I said रुलाओगे क्या? So what happened? The people who are available in Jaipur were here in Jaipur. Jaipur is not a top IT destination, right? If somebody has to build his career and take the higher salary, he will go to Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai. He will go there. Who was in Jaipur? What? Because of some reason. He wanted to be with his family. He could not leave. He was not interested to go. Now, suddenly work from home made him available to a company in Bangalore. He is in Jaipur with his parents, with his family, so his limitations are as it is, but he is now working for any company in the world. Why only for Bangalore? This has completely transformed the way people are available. So, but this has made an opportunity for me too. I was not looking for hiring somebody in Ukraine or somebody in Philippines. Now we are hiring people from world over, not just India. So now the key is that you are able to go to the best resource available. That is the reason I word evolution. This is an evolving strategy now. You will see lots of new portals coming in who will give you the global manpower. You will see lots of global new things which are coming in, which will solve this problem. It's a temporary problem right now, for sure. We lost a lot of people, we gained a lot of people, but I think this is a huge shift which is taking place because of work from home, and it's a very evolving stage where people will be available from global world to everybody.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, बहुत ही अच्छा जवाब. ये अपॉर्चुनिटी भी है और कोई भी कहीं से भी अब काम कर सकता है, सबके लिए. एंड ये बहुत ही आई ओपनर सेशन है मेरे लिए भी, सबके लिए भी. थैंक यू कहना चाहूँगा आपके इन वर्ड्स के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच.
Okay, thank you. We have
Dhanyawad.
2 more questions. Ma'am and sir, yeah.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Ashish Johri, and I represent a company called Synergy HR. We thank you so much for this wonderful session, panelists, and thank you, Nipun, for this coordination. So we were talking about work from home. We spoke about the productivity going up. The initial honeymoon period was also there where people found work-life balance. But the fact also remains that the cases of domestic violence went up. Cases of intolerance went up. Unconfirmed reports say that even the divorce rate has gone up. But I'm not going to talk about that. But I have a question from both of you is that the practice of moonlighting or having 2 jobs in the same time, do you think the Indian corporates are mature enough to accept that kind of practice? That is my question number 1. My question number 2 is, all this recently found bonhomie and this affection towards corporate wellness and mental wellness, is it only going to be a fad? Or are the corporates really going to inculcate this into a strategy? Because the culture is such that such kind of things don't stay for a longer time. They just fizzle out. So those are my 2 questions to you. Thank you.
Very, very interesting question, Ashish boss. Netrapal ji, if you want to put some light on this.
So I think 2 things here. One is that work from home is industry dependent and also role dependent. So we have to keep that in mind. In fact, to his question also. So you have to keep these 2 things in mind. There are some industries where it cannot be, I mean, you cannot have a model of work from home, like a manufacturing setup has to be, I mean, you have to be present at the shop floor. Similarly, within some of the industries, some of the roles could be work from home, but few roles would definitely require people to be present at the shop floor. So I think to answer to your question, I think some of the roles where there could be implementation of work from home, yes, I think there would be an opportunity to look at some of the models that you spoke about. I think, so if, and since you are from a HR firm, gig employment is something which is coming up in a big way. I think we have all started talking about it. Or ye aayega. I think high time that we all start looking to it, and high time we all start accepting. If you remember, somewhere I spoke about the output. I think what would be important is what is the assignment that you give to an employee and what is the output that the employee is giving. As long as you get that, I think it should be fine with you. If somebody is doing over and above that also, handling one more assignment, I think it should be fine with us. That's the way to look at it. Yeah. But this is a new concept, it is evolving and it might take some time here.
Right.
Adi, if you want to take 30 seconds here.
Of course, fundamentally, if you drive based on the productivity, it doesn't matter how many jobs he is doing. My belief is when you employ a person for 8 hours, then he shall not take any other job. And I have a logic behind it. 8 hours for office, 8 hours for sleep, and 8 hours for family. Then only he can have a balance. If he does not have that, if he does 8 hours more another job, no matter how good he is, he will have to lose the mental balance and he will have to lose the productivity somewhere or other. If it is an employment-based 8-hour job, but if I have to write 2 blogs, for example, if my job is to write 2 blogs, write 2 stories, do the content editing, create a design, I have to do these kind of jobs, then it doesn't matter then how many jobs you are able to take. But they are mostly not employments. They are mostly of job works. They are mostly of consulting works. So I think in employment, when somebody joins a job and gets hired, he gets hired for a specific purpose. And 8-9 hours is at least a job which somebody will commit himself with. If he takes another 8-hour job and works 16 hours, possibly, then I think he is somewhere cutting his productivity somewhere else, and he will have to, mental balance will be also lost somewhere. And these people get caught. What you are saying, we caught 2 people, and it is because of the activity which they could not perform. Otherwise, how do you catch? If you are sitting at your home and you are taking 2 jobs, 2 laptops and 2 jobs, it's happening. It's happening today. A lot of people are doing it. They don't get caught. If they have less than 8 hours of job, they will not get caught. If you have 8 hours of job with you, someday or other, you will see him missing your timeline, not attending the calls, not joining a meeting, not able to do it, because he has to complete the task. This is very natural that we require that more than 8-9 hours of work, after a certain time, you will start depleting your performance.
Yeah, I think
Everybody
somewhere-
will, it's not a machine, it's a man which is supposed to perform. So I think we shall not give more than 8-9 hours of work to anybody here to get the maximum output out of him.
Absolutely. I think that is what the crux is about the output, like you two have highlighted here. Ma'am, you wanted to ask? Is it? Yeah.
Actually, my question was more or less covered. But you know, what you are saying right now, 8 hours of your work and 8 hours of somebody else's. But you know what people generally are doing is, within that 8 hours, they are doing the work for both. So, I mean, monitoring or, you know, ensuring that the work is actually being done for which you are paying the person and somebody else is also paying. How to take care of that, you know, how to,
So that's the
a
example.
big question.
That's the example which I gave. So when somebody is working in 2 jobs at the same time, he will miss the timeline. He will miss the meeting. That's exactly what I gave when we caught people, because he was missing the meeting timeline occasionally, and then you start filing that he's work from home. He's supposed to be in front of a computer. Why half an hour later, 3 times a week? Why his work is not completing? You will slowly catch that person, and you will suddenly find out that some friend will know, some manager will know that where he is working, and you will be, and people don't realize they get caught very easily. I get an employment verification of the person who is working already with me, because he is also applied somewhere. He don't realize that he will be verified by somebody. So people get caught. But I think these are things happening. You can't, and this was happening even before. This is not new. The person whom we hired in Bangalore in 2017 had 2 jobs, physically. 2017, salesperson. He was selling 2 competitive products. तो उसको तो दोनों में कमीशन मिलना है, चाहे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का बिक जाए चाहे डाटा का बिक जाए, ही इज फाइन. We realized after 1 year. So it is not something new which is happening. People try their ways in different ways to earn more money. And sometimes we are not able to communicate that you are not allowed to do. Sometimes they think it's fine to do it. Sometimes they think that we will not be caught. So we have to actually let everybody know very clearly that you are not supposed to do another job. We don't hire part-time people, and you are supposed to be there for 8 hours for your team lead and deliver your services. It's a difficult time to catch these things, and if somebody is very mindful and manage, it's very difficult to catch if work from home.
Can I just add to it? I think so. There are two ways of looking at it. I think the kind of assignment that I spoke about, it is activity-based assignment that you give to these employees. And when it is activity-based assignment, it is immaterial whether he's working for 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, because you are not paying salary for the time spent. You are giving him remuneration on the activity which you expected him or her to do. And if that is done, your job is done. And this is a new kind of employment which is coming up, and I think we all need to be open to it. I mean, that's the point that I was trying to highlight.
Absolutely. And I think the person you hired at Bangalore, I think he was taking care of his financial well-being more than his mental well-being. He should have taken care of that. And I think that's our next topic also, of financial well-being. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to us patiently. And I'm really thankful and honored to be with these two gentlemen with us, Mr. Netrapal ji and Mr. Ajay Datta ji. And thank you so much for listening and answering all the questions. I tried to put you at spotlight, but I think you guys were quite smart enough to take care of that. So, big round of applause for both of them.